Well, good morning, and it's a very cool day. It's early-ish, but I'm going to take us just behind there and down a bit. I was showing you the monument there just to give you some idea of where we are, because you will have seen that in my Wandsdyke and Ridgeway videos. So let's get on, shall we? Should be a good day, but who knows? Things can go weird, as you all know. Well, hello. You can see where I am. I'm heading from the Avebury car park to Avebury. Well, for anyone who's never been here or is planning to come here, first thing you need to know is there is no signal. So how you pay in the car park, I don't know. You either pay by phone, or you go to the website, or you get the app. Well, if there's no signal, you can't do anything. So be warned. So anyway, here's our first sight of it, coming from the car park. First sight of it is the bank there. So because I've had to park in a place I don't feel safe, I may not do the video I planned, but I may do. We will see, won't we? As usual, I've got at least three. I've got at least 3 planned that I'd like to do. So let's see how many of them I do and how many more. Actually, there's 4, I just remembered. So we'll see. It's a blowy, cool day, but I'm starting to sweat now. It was so cold when I got out of the van, but who knows. Anyway, we're here. So let's show you some things. Well, this ditch is part of its hengedness, and it goes all the way around. And if you bear in mind that when this was made, this would have been all white, completely white from the chalk. The first thing I want to show you is what I call the shark stone. The reason being that someone will call it the tooth stone. I don't know what its real name is, but that's what I've called it. Now what we find here is there are marker stones for sites where they knew stones were, apparently. Now, as we know, if you have ever looked into anything to do with ancient history, you'll find that actually things can be like they are for a reason that people don't expect, and may not be, because everyone imagines it as we are, not how it was, if you see what I mean. I know I go on about this, I'm sorry, but it's true. That's the point. I think you've got to come from a point of knowing nothing, but with basic survival skills. Well, one of the problems here is there's a village built in the middle of it and a road going through. But if you can see here, through that gap, you can see the stones of the cove. What I am going to do is try and show you the shots and avoid the traffic as I can. It's not easy. So as usual, I will go all over this as much as I can possibly show you, and as much as I can get to, I'm gonna do. That's why I'm here early. I always think these are lovely shots down through here, like that. You can see the inner ring that's on the other side of the road. You can see how it links up with this ring here. Up there, that's the Devil's Seat and its friend. Now here we have an inner ring. And these are some nice stones here. They've got a good feel to them, and you can get a good sense of the curve. There's an interesting spot between the Devil's Seat and the other one, the Devil's Chair, and whatever the other one's called. I just know them as those. But we'll get to them. First of all, I want to take you here, because this is the most important bit, I think. And we have what looks like a line here, but also this stone here, or this marker of a stone. Now this is one of the important bits. This is apparently, this is the center of, I think, this group of stones. The cove, I think, represents another center. And looking at the henge, you can see how it does center on here, but I don't know. So that's the thing. This is almost like it's like got a big major outer ring and then maybe two circles inside, but the two circles are joined. So part of me thinks that it might be like the vesica on the chalice well. You know, the two forming the three, one being the quim or the phallus. I mean, there's a lot of symbology in it, I'm sure. Anyway, what I was going to say is, now, I've been asked to do a video about dowsing, but I'm not doing it today, but I am touching on it. A while back, many years ago, I started dowsing. And I started dowsing things around Avebury because I grew up just over there, quite literally. And so I dowsed stuff around here, and then someone gave me a book, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, called I can't remember. Something serpent. I can't remember. Anyway, but the line, there is a ley line that goes from St Michael's Mount in Cornwall and goes all the way up to Bury St Edmunds and beyond. Well, it comes through here. It also comes through Glastonbury and some other places. And that line is at 23 degrees, or 23.5 degrees. Well, now here's something really interesting. Now, due to due to Christianity taking over and the control of dates, making sure we're all in order and we've got to do everything like clockwork, which is a really important thing to break. May Day is May the 1st. Now what's interesting about that is astrologically the point of May Day, the in-between, like the solstices and the equinoxes, the in-between point of that is at 15 degrees. Well, that's never May the 1st. It's never Halloween, All Souls Day. But it's wrong. It is the 5th, Guy Fawkes Day, if you're in Britain. But they're fire festivals. But going back to May, now on May the 5th, 6th, depending on how the things are in the sky, the sun rises exactly at 23 degrees and rises along the line. And there is a theory that this stone was quite tall and would cast a shadow into there as it came up. The shadow goes to there. Now this is just a theory, but I think it's quite plausible, and I'm in agreement with that one. So I'll probably touch on it on a longer video. But it's something I wanted to share with people because I want to reclaim those dates, the 15-degree dates. Okay, well I want to go to the Devil's Seat because I've got a little friend with me. You find a lot of little holes like this and some of this lichen or lichen as people will say. It takes a long time to grow. Now there are some other dowsing secrets around in these, special places, so you will forgive me for not divulging some of those. If you want to seek them out, go dowsing yourself and don't go to the obvious places, is all I can say. On top of that reminds me of something. I can't think what. Can you see the crystals glinting in here? You know me, I like to come to places when there's no one about because you can get a really good feel. And people have disappeared up here. I don't know where they've gone. I'm guessing there's a party behind here. We'll find out in a second. Here's the Devil's Seat. Many people come and sit in that and have their picture taken, so I suppose that I ought to do it myself, hadn't I? But actually I've brought a special person to sit in here. Well, if you see up there, there's a hole where all the moss, lichen stuff is, and water comes down. And luckily it's dry today to keep my friend warm. That bad bit of filming was the wind blowing me, it's so strong. Now, what we got to do really is head out that way. And the only way really to do that, I don't know, do you want to come on the bank? Yeah, alright, I suppose. Okay, this probably gives you the greatest view going up here, so we'll do that. Imagine how long it took to dig all that out. And what did they use to take it up the top? A skin carcass barrow? Okay, I warn you, I'm covering the mic. That's how windy it is, so I may not talk up here. See just an example of the white. If you come in here when it's been wet, be warned, this can be so wet and slippy that you'll be over. I've done it myself, and this was the same camera that rolled along in the muddy chalk. It still works. Now up here is one of the most visited parts of Avebury. It's where the clump of beech trees have exposed roots. Now, as someone who loves trees, I don't go up there, because the reason they've got exposed roots is because people climb up there, erode the soil, expose the roots, and eventually one day they will die. Beech are shallow growing. So with all these visitors going up there, taking the soil away, there's only so long that they can last. So out of principle, I don't go up there. Although having said that, I might venture if I can find a top way. But it gets me wound up, that does. Because it's not good. Trees' roots should not be exposed. Full stop. Okay, well, I don't advise doing this, but I'm only doing this so that you don't have to. People tie ribbons, scratch the trunks. But there is an entrance into Fairy there. Wow, this is the Woodland Temple at Avebury. If anyone who knows my stuff. Witchcraft is alive, I tell you. Well, my plan was to go that way on a longer walk, but I think I might save that because it doesn't matter if there aren't any leaves on the trees, but also, like I said, I'm not parked at the greatest of places. Joe, it stresses you out, doesn't it? Especially when you know what goes on around here. That's the other thing. So yeah, we're going to go into this bit. Oh, I missed a trick, didn't I? This is kind of known as the Angel Stone, because people lie in that bit there. That's what it looks like. And you can see the angel wings going up, one up there and one up there. Here we're entering this quadrant where the cove is. Now this is the cove. The cove, not the COVID. This is where the cove is, not the COVID. You can see a stone peeping through the middle there. We'll go and visit that in a minute when we're done. Right, that one there looks like an ox. Buffalo sort of thing. It's probably the best shot of all three of these. Areas here are closed every so often to protect them. There was a time when I've been here when this was closed off for a long time, it seemed, but it takes years for ground and stuff to recover. Now, if the other side is a circle, if you look, the ditch seems to be about the same distance away, and I'm wondering if here was also a focal point of the up northern circle. And that looks like a female stone and the erect male stone. Have I just trod in that? Just thought you'd like to know the things I do for you. Buffalo-like, and also night in chest. Well, it's quite scary when it does its one to one side and one to the other. It's a permitted move. This side is usually pretty empty because there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's no more than a dozen stones in here. I know I counted up to 8, but I counted the other little ones in my head. So we'll go over to this quadrant now, which I think is going to be the northwest quadrant. For anyone who wants to mark this out or is taking notes. And then we'll be back where we started. And then I'll start another video, but that'll be a separate one. This stone I know really well because of the road being here, and this was the way we used to go to my grandparents, so I would know Avebury was coming up. You'd go through the chicane and I knew this stone would come up, and I'd always greet it every single time. And I don't think I'm alone there with anyone who lives in Wiltshire and drives past here. This is a known stone. There are unknown stones, there are known stones, and there are known stones that we know that, you know, you get it. This side also is often quite empty if you want some space. So we're going to head down to the end here and go and visit the Yoli Stone. We will have a look at this one though. What happened there, do you think? Yeah, I know fault lines, but is that it? Just fault lines? I don't know. And here she is. Probably overlooked the stone, I would guess. When I got back to my car, my van, I had a fixed penalty notice. See, I felt there was something wrong about parking there, or something that was going to be dodgy. Should have listened, shouldn't I? Oh well. You live and learn. Anyway, thanks thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. I've no idea how long this is. I just film, and then when it's come to the end I stop. See you later. Ta-da.